Hello everyone and welcome to a taste of English language and literature combined. Today we're going to be looking at a little bit of poetry, something that's really quite nice and simple, and it'll just give you a little taste into what we study on the course. So the poem that we're going to look at today is called Beachcomber and it's by Caroline Duffy. And the first thing that we need to think about is how meaning is created in poetry. Okay, now this can be done in many ways, but one of the main ways that meaning is created in any text, including poetry, is the use of schema theory. Now, schema theory is quite a big part of the course and we talk about it quite a lot because, well, we all have one, so it's really important to know. So I'll give you a brief rundown of what schema theory is and we'll go from there. So as I've already said, we have all got our own schemas and they all differ. And they're built on our personal experiences and what kind of things we've seen and experienced in life. Basically, we might have one word, and when we see or hear or read that word, other words, other things are triggered in our brain. Okay? An idea to help you understand this could be to see it as a bit of a thesaurus going on in your brain. So, if I were to go into my thesaurus in my brain and I was to look up the word beach, I might associate sea, sand, swimming, ice cream, bucket and spade, sun cream and reading, all with that one word beach. And that's in my own thesaurus. Yours might be completely different. Okay? Now, having all these different associations can be used in texts to help us understand it. We might use it for imagery and things like that. So, if you want to have a go at trying this yourself, why not pause the video here and think about all the different associations you have with the word winter, for instance. Pause it there and we'll come back and see what the people in this class have got for that. Okay, let's have a see what the students in the class got for the word winter then. So if we go, Holly, what did you get?
Snow.
Snow, okay, I think that's a great one. How many other people got snow? Yeah, classic. We all share that same culture of when it's winter we expect snow, and to be fair, we're pretty annoyed if we don't get snow, aren't we? Okay, so yes, that's definitely going to be on there. Ben, what did you get?
Ice.
Ice, okay, similar concept. Did anybody else get ice? Yeah, okay. Laura, anything different? Christmas, classic. We all got that right. Presents, great. Okay, so that is just a really brief demonstration of what schema theory is, okay, and people who are constructing texts in any way can use this to help create meaning. Okay, now the first real activity that I want you to do is think about your own treasured memories. So we've all got memories, and they're all very, very personal to us. So at this point, I'd just like to say I won't ask any of you what your memory is. Okay, that's very much for you and you alone. So, I would like you to have a really, really good think about a treasured memory that you have from early childhood. Try and think as early as you possibly can. And I'd like you to jot down or sketch any words or pictures that you might associate with that memory. Okay? And then I want you to have a think about how you describe that recollection. So if you guys at home want to just pause your video here so you can see what's on the board, take some time to do that and then we'll see what everybody else has got here. Right, let's see what the people in this class have got for that activity then. So Grace, how did you recall your memories? What was it like?
I can remember it like it only happened last week. I can remember like the clothes I was wearing and like I was very excited and just things like that.
Okay, and Grace, if you don't mind me asking, how long ago was this memory?
It was about 8 years ago, I think.
Okay, so 8 years ago, and it feels like it was yesterday because you've got all these vivid associations with feelings. Great, Micah?
I can particularly remember like the smell because we used to do baking, so I remember the smell of it.
Okay, lovely. So using sensors, brilliant. Thank you. And Amelia?
I can remember like the taste of candy floss by the beach and things.
Okay, so you've picked up there on taste, a sense, and candy floss and beach. Yeah, so objects and things that you associate with it. So at this point then you should be able to see how if you were to construct your own poem, you'd be able to use schema and what other people might associate with that particular place or that particular memory to help create meaning. So to do that today, we're going to have a look at Beachcomber. So if you just want to have a read of the copies that you've got in front of you and just try to get to grips with it. Again, you guys at home, if you want to have a look at this on the screen now, we've bobbed it up here, so have a read of that and we'll come back. Let's see what the class thought in terms of schema in Beachcomber then. So Jessie, did you find any examples?
So it's got the repetition of spade, so that's clearly a vivid memory.
Perfect, yeah. So we're using objects like spade, we've got nouns like spade. Anything else? Laura?
Talks about sand and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. So places, great. Micah?
It says about the sound of the sea, and you can like hear it in your head.
Perfect, great. So we're using sensors and what we can hear. Brilliant. So we'll leave that there just because it's a little snippet and we'll move on to the next bit. I want to take a specific part of this poem and really try and get to grips with deconstructing it and analysing it, because that is one of the key skills on the course. So I'm going to ask for you to look at this particular little snippet now. So the child and not in sepia lives. Have a quick discussion amongst yourselves about what we could probably take from this. Same with you guys at home if you want to just have a little think about what you might want to say about this, and then we'll see what the class have to say. Okay, right, let's see what the class have to say about this particular quote in the poem. You two back here, Holly and Jessie.
It shows it was quite a while ago because of that the sepia was. Oh, I can't remember the word. Can we start?
Yeah.
So it shows it was a while ago because sepia was like a filter from when they took photographs back then. So it's an old memory.
Okay, nice, yeah. So sepia is really old photographs. You can see some examples of it here, look. So they're a bit blurry, bit hazy, okay? And it tells us that it's a really old memory. Lovely, well done. Ben?
The child, the is like a definite article, like it's like the child, and it's deliberately vague, because you don't know what the child is.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I really like that. I like that you've picked up on the definite article there, because it's saying that it is quite specific in that it's tailored to that particular person's memory, which is what memories are. Okay, and child, it's a fond time in your life, isn't it? So you'd look back, and even though we know that the persona in this poem is an older person, that child lives on, which is a really nice thought. Okay, memories live on. Lovely. Laura?
The fact that it's not in sepia and it says lives kind of implies that she can see the memory just from like this photograph or whatever it is that she's looking at.
Okay. Yeah, lovely. Saying it's not in sepia, that's basically saying it's really vivid, isn't it? It's the opposite of sepia. So that no matter how much time has passed since this thing actually happened, the idea and the imagery is still there really vividly. I like that you've picked up on lives, and I'm going to come to Micah and Amelia to pick up on that. So that verb lives, what could we say about that?
It could be like the inner child lives on, like they still feel like they're a child even into their adulthood.
Okay, yeah. So the child's still living on. Really interesting because we've got present tense. We're talking about a memory, something in the past tense, but we've got present tense verb there, which is really nice, a really nice way of describing, again, memories. So just some things then that I'd pre-prepared, and I think you've already said them. So yeah, we've got sepia being an old photograph, the present tense of the verb lives, lovely, and then the definite article there. Lovely, well done. Right, the next activity then that I want you to think about is have a look at the poems on your tables. Those of you that are watching from home, you're going to have to skip back and have a look at the poem on the screen, but is there anything that you notice about the structure? Is there anything interesting about the structure in this poem? Okay, take a few minutes and then we'll come back and see what everyone says. Right, let's see what these guys got. What's interesting about the structure in this poem then? I'm not even going to ask. You could all say it at once. 1, 2, 3. It's like waves. Yeah, it's lovely. It looks like waves. So the structure of it looks like the memory, looks like the beach. So that's a really nice little touch as well. Okay, we're going to leave it there for today, but we hope you've had a lovely little taster into A-level English Language and Literature, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you, everyone.